Hey, call me Shape, and today I'm reacting to a video titled, Why Are These American Men Seeking Love in Asia? Let's get right into it.
Meet Austin, Alex, and Paul. They're all from America, and they've all been hit by Cupid's arrow in Asia.
Am I seeking love? Yes, I think that's fair to say.
They're part of a growing group of young Western men who travel abroad to look for romance. A movement that calls themselves the Passport Bros.
I think it's refreshing when men come here, they find a really feminine, nurturing woman that trusts them.
While some see no harm in these men roaming for romance.
ถ้าทุกคนสามารถมีตัวเลือกที่เหมาะสมนะครับยิ่งเยอะก็ยิ่งเป็นสิทธิ์ของเขา
He said if people can have suitable options, the more, the better. It's their right.
Others find their motivations distasteful.
It kind of fulfills like their expectations that, you know, brown people should be servicing white people.
They just want quick hookups.
What's driving this trend? And how does Asia really feel about Passport Bros?
My name is Paulie, I'm a Korean American and I moved to Thailand 4 years ago. I'm a full-time content creator and a digital nomad.
Paul is 28, from New York. Now he calls Bangkok, Thailand, home. He's one of many young Western men who identify themselves as Passport Bros.
A passport bro is a recent term that's been very popularized recently. It's basically where a man traditionally from the West moves and migrates to another country like in Latin America or in Southeast Asia to pursue women they see as more feminine, right? And the whole goal of this is to find a long-term relationship and to build a family.
The biggest topics on the internet.
I first saw it on social media a couple years ago and it was just blowing up all over my feed.
They're leaving in droves for other countries.
I want it all. Women, clothes and cars. Fine out the
These videos are some of the tens of thousands with the hashtag Passport Bros on TikTok.
Every drink is a ritual. The atmosphere is pristine.
The term Passport Bro is believed to have originated in 2004 to describe Brazilian sex tourism. It then mostly fell out of popular use. But then, in late 2022, it was revived and exploded in popularity according to Google Trends. The term trended on TikTok and Instagram as borders reopened and international travel resumed post-COVID-19. By November 2023, the hashtag Passport Bros had gained more than 470 million views on TikTok. So what is driving this surging trend? Well, the popularity of Passport Bros coincides with the decline of romantic relationships in some Western countries, particularly in the United States.
Right now in America, I'm seriously concerned that there is a big shift happening. And there are a lot of factors that feed into it. So we have less marriages happening.
Arlene has more than a decade of experience as a dating and relationship coach. Now she travels around the world to teach matchmakers the art of connecting people. A 2022 Pew study showed that 63% of American men under the age of 30 describe themselves as single, compared to 34% of women.
The matchmakers that I work with are finding a big difference in expectations from what women want and what men want. In the past, I would say women in particular would get married for financial security. They'd no longer need that. Now they want to get married for love. They want to find a partner who's compatible, who has similar core values and lifestyle goals, and a partner who's going to confer and not just go off and make decisions on his own.
Confer and not make decisions on his own. I'm telling you, women want men to serve them in the West, And we're like, nah, no, that's not the order of things. I'm sorry. I believe in Adam and Eve, okay? Eve was Adam's helpmate. Adam was not Eve's helpmate. In fact, we wouldn't have any of these problems if Adam kept leading and didn't follow Eve. Eve ate the apple, Adam followed her, and now we're in all the mess that we're in now. He shouldn't have followed her, okay? What would have happened if Adam didn't follow her, God would have punished Eve and sent Adam, a Stacy, you feel me? And we would have been in a completely different scenario. But because our ancestors are Eve, right? Here we are. And we still have women that push back at this. They still want to eat the apple. And but now they financially can. Now women have become more financially successful and they want to marry for love, but it's love on their terms. That's why they want us to serve them. They want us to be romantic and do things that make them feel good. And controlling a woman's emotions are like impossible. But the women overseas are more traditional. They're less like Eve. Right? They understand that, all right, I got to help him. I got to serve him. I got to work with him. And men, we're like benevolent lovers. We're not someone that walks around, we want dictatorship. We want to beat and pound our chests and control you. No, we want to lead because we know we could be rational. We know we're the best ones for the job. Not because we just want to control by power. We want to lead by competence. And women in the West don't understand that. But women overseas, they understand it. And that's why I'm going to Thailand for my birthday. Yep. In a few days. Well, sorry. In a few weeks. And I'm probably going to record it and share with you guys.
Don't know what they're supposed to do to connect with women. Women don't know a lot of the things of what they should be looking for in a man. There's no blaming women. There's no blaming men. It's just that it's an uncomfortable time where things are changing.
She said, women don't know what to look for in men and men don't know how to treat women. You see that? What about women don't know how to treat men? Because they don't. They really don't. But the ones in Asia do. The ones in Colombia do. Western women don't know, but doesn't mean all women don't. Not all, not all, not all. The ones overseas know exactly how to treat us. And that's why we're going there.
Is reflected in how the genders view society. Young women in the US have become increasingly liberal, while men trended slightly more conservative. This divide is especially stark after 2017.
Sexual violence has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho.
This period coincided with the Me Too movement, a social campaign to raise awareness of sexual assault and harassment against women. Me Too went viral following the allegations of abuse by Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein. The gender divide was widening and bled into romance.
They're becoming very antagonized towards each other, especially on social media. Like, they'll say that all women are bad or all women are going downhill. There's no good women in America. They'll say these general statements like this. And I think those kind of narratives can just further divide people.
Men and women have very differently evolved psychologies. Our female ancestors had to make sure that we were with partners that would care for our offspring. And so in a modern environment where suddenly we don't need men anymore to provide resources. So many women might realize that actually, wait a second, I don't need a man. And male psychology, on the other hand, is very much inclined to pursue a lot of sexual and mating opportunities.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I like what she said. That's exactly right. But the problem that she's wrong about is you do need us. You think you don't need us. You might not need us in the home, but you need us. And the overall disrespect of men in this country is despicable. It's disgusting. I despise it. Even I need men, right? Pause. You feel me? Who's going to run the power grids? How do you think this whole thing works? I guarantee if we lost power for a second, there'll be uproar. Oh my God. And we want all the men responsible for this fired, right? We expect everything we have in the society now and more. We don't realize we're living in a first world country of great men. That's why it's like this. It's not like this because we have great women. It's like this because we have great men. Men are the ones inventing things, running the power grid, running the structures that actually keep America to what it is right now. We don't understand. When we had the lockdowns, you could cripple a country very easy, right? You control the energy, you control the food sources, and a country falls on its knees. We don't really understand that. But guess what's keeping that around, right? Most truck drivers are what? Men. Most of the hard work done in the world and in America is men. And women think, oh, we don't need them. Yeah, well, you want your toilet to flush, right? How do you think that happens? You want your toilet to flush, right? How do you think that happens? You want your electricity to work. How do you think that happens? You want food on the table, right? How do you think that happens? Even if you could pay for it, if the service is not being provided for, how would you get it? Women overseas understand this. They understand that their men are valuable. American women don't.
A study in 2020 found more Americans have become sexless, especially young men. About 1 in 3 men aged 18 to 24 said that they had no sexual activity in the past year, a significant jump from 2000. But this wasn't the case for women.
So you could see how in a modern environment, when a male psychology cannot really pursue these opportunities anymore, that they might turn to other strategies to obtain sexual or romantic access.
To find romance, some men are trying their luck overseas. These are the passport bros. Many of them are young digital nomads, professionals who leverage internet connectivity and remote working tools, allowing them to travel and work from virtually anywhere. At their core is a belief in traditional gender roles, which they think are disappearing from Western society.
Passport bro is someone who wants to basically find a traditional wife. I think in the West, a lot of women don't want to be like traditional, don't want to take on these like traditional gender norms, and they want to essentially put on the shoes of like the traditional man, I guess. And I'm not saying that's bad, you know. Every single relationship is different, every person's different, but I think it's refreshing when men come here, they find a really feminine, nurturing woman that trusts them and that they can kind of go in the same direction with, and kind of have the same traditional values and traditional roles, such as women cooking and cleaning, whereas these things would be seen as kind of controversial in the States.
This is the website of a self-described official passport bros company, launched in the United States in 2023. It's run by Prometheus Worley and his son, Clifford. They provide information for aspiring passport bros. Tips include how to date in different cultures, how to find accommodation and flights, or rent a private jet.
Right now, we're just an informational service. That's why we're standing at 500,000 men, subscribers, and we're not charging. There's such a disconnect between men and women that men have to literally be on their guard just to interact with a woman. So men are opting to leave. You go where you're appreciated versus staying here where you're just tolerated.
Much like how
Prometheus first heard about passport bros 2 years ago. To his surprise, the criteria seemed to describe his life long before the movement even had a name. It began when he got divorced from his wife after 12 years of marriage. He was 35.
My spouse had cheated on me, and it shattered my ego. It broke me into 1,000 pieces. I ended up going to Southeast Asia in 2013. There's a whole different culture and mindset that a lot of the women have there. The environment is completely different. Fast forward.
And it's not just their behavior, they're fit. Americans are so fat. Majority of obese people in America are women. Okay, so look, if you're a fit young man that's well-to-do, smart, why are you going to settle for insufferable woman that's overweight? No offense to the ones that are, but a lot of you are, right? I train some of them. I train overweight women, and you know, a lot of them are not all of them are terrible. I train some of them are married and are actually very well-to-do women. They just They've been fed a bag of lies like the rest of us. They're told that, a woman is supposed to be equal to a man and she can do everything a man does and she needs to work and she's just as progressive as he is and a man needs to serve her and all this nonsense and what to eat. And I told you in a prior video, we're eating garbage. We should be eating more fresh fruit and vegetables, but instead we're eating a lot of dead animals and processed foods. No wonder we're obese. But yeah, the women are fit. You go to Thailand, and I guarantee the women eat a lot more vegetables, a lot more fruit, a lot less processed foods, a lot less meat. And so you get women that are more feminine, you get women that are more fit, and then you get women that respect you, and you expect us to stay here and tolerate the American woman? When she's just going to cheat on you and divorce you like this guy who founded Passport Bros LLC? He's not talking about a one-off. This is what's happening to a lot of men. I've seen it happen with my dad. Now, his wife didn't cheat on him, but she was overweight and insufferable. Didn't appreciate him. Now he's happier living on his own, right? They had to sell the house, which was, I guess, had some kind of financial loss to him. Now he has his own townhouse by himself, all paid off, brand new build, right? My dad always buy brand new build houses. Shout out to him. My whole life I was living in brand new build homes, and even though I'm black and people think, oh, you're black, you're from the ghetto. No, I'm sorry, my friend. I'm from affluence. My dad has been affluent my entire life. I've seen my dad live in 3 brand new homes since I was a kid, right? 3 different ones. And he's living in one right now. So I say that to say that we want women that match our level. We don't want women that match a level below us. These are for the men that are very productive. So if you're fit, you got money, you got resources, you go to Thailand, you're a rich man overseas. You're appreciated. And it's relatively safe. The food's extremely inexpensive when it comes to American dollars. And if you're like me, I make my living online. If you make your living online, you can live anywhere. I can live anywhere. I don't gotta do this in New Jersey. I could do this in Thailand. And I'm going to. My birthday's on the 17th of January. I'm gonna be in Thailand. Yeah. I'm gonna be in Thailand. And I'm gonna have a good time. And I'm gonna document exactly what I experienced. And I think it's going to be an amazing experience. And I'm actually going to check these people's website out to see if they could offer me any value. Maybe they've got some information I could use. So I'm glad I watched this.
My son, who's my business partner, noticed that there were guys traveling making videos. And he's the one that brought it up to me. He was like, God, Dad, there's these guys that they're doing what you've been doing. They're traveling. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah, Passport Bros. I'm like, huh, what? We're just coming off of the heels of COVID, the travel bug, and they want to get out. And, and why not be that light post, if you will, that guiding light to try to help men where we can in this particular area.
Here in Thailand, I think it's more chill. Like, it's more personal. It's more traditional.
Eventually, he met his Thai girlfriend through a dating app. And they've been together for more than 2 years now.
I was like, man, this is the best woman I've ever met. She's always trusts me. She's like, you can do this. I believe in you. And sometimes that's just all you need. I never had the intention of being a passport bro, but I guess I am because I have a relationship now.
But with the emphasis on traditional gender roles, critics say the passport bro movement is steeped in misogyny and anti-feminism. How do the women of Southeast Asia feel about the phenomenon?
For me, it's not about the short time. It's not about the short hookup. There's tons of successful women in the West, and so they're just not getting as much benefit of dating the regular Joe that perhaps a woman in Southeast Asia, she may think, well, he's a basic guy, but you know what? He's an honest man. A lot of the Asian women in these countries are more open to traditional gender roles.
What Alex describes is perhaps found in the home of Leah Buckingham, also a resident of Dumaguete. Leah is a stay-at-home mother of 2. She lives with her American husband, Gary.
Everyone deserves to be happy and feel love, I don't think you should be in a place or in an environment where you don't feel belong and appreciated. So I think for them, doing the movement to go abroad and find real women, I think they're doing the right thing.
Gary and Leah have been together for about 6 years after meeting on a dating site.
One of the reasons why passport bros, prefer to date us because they want to find a real woman that would respect them, that would let them to be the man that they should be, like to be the leader. And most of us Filipina, we respect that. We're very family oriented, and also we're more feminine and more traditional, I would say.
The Philippines is another popular destination in Southeast Asia for passport bros.
Here's why you should leave America and go straight to Philippines. First off is rent. $300 a month is plenty.
This is Austin Abeta, 33 years old, from Colorado. A data analyst by trade, but on social media, he's built a following as a passport bro influencer. Right now, he's living in Manila with his Filipino girlfriend, Jewel.
I do identify as a passport bro. But if the movement were to change into something else, I'm not married to it. Dating is always two adults consenting to be in a relationship together. It's never perfect. It's gonna get messy. But I think, for me, I 100% think every guy should experience it. Every woman should experience it, dating into different cultures.
It's sad, but our values better align with women overseas. They just do, right? And a lot of women say, oh, well, you just want them because they're poor and you can control them. No, that's not why. We could go to the hood for that in America. We don't got to go a poor person overseas. We go to the hood in America. We're looking for a poor woman. But even poor women in America are insufferable as well because they're still overweight and they still are not traditional. They're still very masculine. In fact, they might be even more masculine than a woman in the suburbs. So the reality is this. Women overseas, and that lady just said it, they're more traditional. We want to lead. They want us to lead them. And they're very happy cooking and cleaning, where American women feel like they're slaves. And I don't think it's slavery. I really don't. Especially because if I'm providing for a woman, my resources are going to her. So how is it slavery if resources travel from me to her? Right? And she's just helping out in the home. So to free me up of having to cook, clean, do clothes, and all those stuff like that needs to be done in the house, she'll take care of the household chores so we have a clean, beautiful home, and I'll pay for it. That sounds like a division of labor that people could really understand overseas that American women can't. Because American women can pay for their own rent, they can pay for their own cars, so they don't need you financially. All they need you for is romance and love and all that fake stuff that doesn't really exist, and there's no bonding around that. We can't bond of me taking you out on lavish dates. There's no bonding about that. It never ends. You constantly want it, and it's not sustainable, right? Me buying you 1 billion flowers every Valentine's Day for Christmas, you get this, and I write you a handwritten note, and that's what women want in America. They want just endless romance. That's not life. Life is not endless romance. There's things that need to be done, such as the dishes, such as the laundry. Someone needs to vacuum and sweep the floor. Somebody needs to mop the floors. These things need to be done. Who's going to do them? Oh, you don't want to do them because you can afford to pay the rent? This is where the issues lie. Okay? Romance is something that we get on top of after all the basic needs are done. But women can't understand the basic needs because they don't look at the picture, from a bird's eye view. You got to see the whole thing. Like I said earlier in the video, America is not just sustained on having a good time. Some people have to do some real work. In order for you to have a good time, the plumbing needs to be done. Right? We don't understand that plumbing and a toilet didn't exist in the world forever. These are new technologies that make our life more comfortable. But guess what? Someone has to run these systems. It's a dirty job. Somebody got to do it. And men, we step up to do it. But guess what those men get in return? Mouth. Attitude. I don't need you. We don't need men. We don't need this. We don't need that. All right. I swear. I think a really good, not even thought experiment, a really good experiment would have, let's have women take over the men's job for one day. All the important jobs to maintain the society that we have. Cops, firemen, plumbers, electricians, roofers, pilots. Let have women take over all these jobs that are dominated by men. One day. And us men, all we have to do is just cook and clean, which, by the way, I got to cook and clean as a single guy anyway, so that's easy. And I guarantee one would understand. But since that never would happen, here we are. But in a third world country, women know they don't want to do this stuff. They rather be cooking and cleaning and staying soft. Anyway, that's this video. You guys should check out the rest of the video. It's pretty long, but it seems like they do have a hit agenda against men, because men are always wrong no matter what. We're always at fault. And but you know, there's still some decent information in it, so I'll put the link into the description. Check it out. Other than that, like this video, subscribe to the channel. Channel's blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you over there.